We've already gone over the basics on how to do crack sealing and prepping your driveway for an asphalt coating. But we're going to go over some simple steps that should make that process very easy and give you many years of maintenance-free use on your driveway. Well, we already did a pretty good cleaning job last week when we did the sealing on the cracks, but it's been a week, so let's go ahead and get rid of the last little bit of dust that's on there and maybe the few leaves that might have blown across. Well, that looks pretty good. We got all the rocks and the leaves off of there. There's one more thing we need to take a look at though. We've got a grease spot over here we'll need to deal with before we put the sealer on. The problem with this oil spot right here is that the asphalt coating is not going to stick to it. So what we need to do is get a degreaser that's going to get as much of that out of there as possible. You have to be careful because concrete degreasers will sometimes eat away at the asphalt. Read the instructions, make sure you're using something that's compatible with your driveway. One other thing that you're going to need to be aware of is this oil. It eats up the asphalt. It makes it really soft. I mean, you can poke a pocket knife right into there. What you need to be careful of is aggressive cleaning. A power washer is going to blow a lot of that out of there. So the asphalt is damaged, you can coat it and it's going to help it a lot, but you can dig away too much of that asphalt while you're cleaning. We're going to need some kind of an application tool to put down our asphalt coating. This is a pretty basic tool. This is the tool we use to put down our crack sealer, so it's been used. This also has a brush on it, which worked great for cleaning, and this can also be used to apply the seal coat, but I think it pulls too much of the sealer out of the cracks. I prefer the squeegee. It's going to give you a nicer finish, a lot smoother. This one is a little more expensive and it doesn't have the brush, but this is going to move that asphalt coating around really nice and give you a nice finished product. Before we get started, we still want to look at one thing. Remember, this takes at least overnight to dry. You want to have the proper weather conditions, which looks like a great day today. You'll need a different place to park your vehicles, generally in front of the driveway, so people get the idea that you don't want to be on it. And don't paint yourself into a corner. You still need to get access into your house, so be sure you can still get to the door. Before you start applying your product, be sure that the product hasn't separated and that there's solids in the bottom of it. This one looks really soupy, and that's because all of the solids are in the bottom. We're going to have to mix that up. Well, it looks like it all mixed together great. Are you ready to pour some out? Let's get going. Remember, if you've got a real soupy product like this one, you want to stay away from the edge because it could just run right out into the gutter and it's going to look bad when you're done. So stay away from the edges. I realized after only one pour out of the bucket that I don't have much control over it. So I think we're going to be better off if we use an old can or just an old butter tub or something to just dip it out. We can have a lot more control with it because this is really soupy. You may have noticed that I switched the squeegee around so that it works better pulling it towards me. I think that makes a lot more sense than trying to push and walking through what you just did. So that'll be your choice, whatever works best for you. Keep applying it, but be sure to keep it even. You're going to have to dig into the low spots. If you have dips and divots where it's settled over the years, or maybe you've parked there, you're going to have to kind of work through that and get that puddle out of there because it's going to take a long time for those to dry. So just keep working it until it's nice and even. Well, it's a short segment. We don't have enough time to do the whole driveway. That's kind of why I didn't move the car. But you should have more than enough information to do a great job seal coating your driveway. I know what I'm doing for the rest of the day.